know how to do that. Or any of that. Hate when brokers do really anything. Kind of just hate them as people, but they are necessary. I put the star there to designate that I have jacked with them. That tells me who here doesn't matter if I assign them to military or a task that I need. So it helps me designate once you get more dwarves, it's easier to see who I've messed with and who I haven't. And you just do that by viewing the creature, pressing Z for status, Y for customize, N for nickname. Easy enough. Here's another quantum stockpile. This is how I'm storing all my wood, so my carpenter never has to walk more than 2 squares. Now this only works if you link your stockpiles to the shops. Otherwise there's nothing stopping him from going and grabbing a freshly chopped log, one of these. And he'll path right past that huge neat stack out there to do that. Which is just a pain in the butt. Okay. Oh, you guys are awesome. Crafts. And we have a bin, which is so helpful. Yeah, minecarts are quite the undertaking. You really have to be ready to completely throw your layout out the window. I haven't really settled, as you can tell, on something that's more aesthetically pleasing. I think they're not useful in the way we were previously laying out our forts as a community. And I think that's why people are hesitant to try to figure it out. You have to kind of drop everything, and it was so hard to learn it all the first time that I think people are having trouble making that jump. And I am not a master by any means. I'm just trying to figure it out. So, all right, look at that. It's got some choices there. Go ahead and resume him. If that stockpile runs empty, the workshop will cancel all of its tasks because it'll say no available materials. So this is one of the downsides. But what you can do, if you're having trouble, it's like say you have a master crafts dwarf and he's just like chugging along faster than people can do this, is you can make several little of these stockpiles. Let's give them all 3 wheelbarrows. Well, I kind of just started this fort, and I could try to put something together. What part are you exactly having trouble with? I'd be happy to try to show that to you. I think Minecarts are hard to learn from the wiki because it's text-based, and they are so easy to understand visually. But yeah, if you watch this, if you watch this from the very beginning, I don't know how long I've been running, a long time. So I mean, if you were willing to watch all of that from the very beginning, all in this, I've set up this entire fort here. So I started with this one, just an A to B. Then I created this loop here, and then I've started playing with kind of some Z-level changes there. But yes, you definitely could. And actually what I'm going to do, what I've been telling them, is that this stream is going to be designated to this fort until this fort fails, and then it will be designated to the next one. And so I'm only going to play this game on the stream. So if you are curious about something that's changed maybe since the last time you watched, it's happened somewhere posted. So go ahead and click follow, and the goal of this fort is going to be to try to fully automate minecarts. I'm going to try to have every single industry represented, and I'm going to automate it to the point where I want to start later on down the road, doing things like having my wood automatically partition off, where a percentage of it is going to a wood furnace, and a percentage of it is going to carpenters. I also want to have my food where brewable plants are going to the brewery, things are all getting shipped to kitchens, prepared goods are getting shipped, and then split apart into various portion sizes to go to the different dining rooms. So that's kind of where I'm headed. But yeah, the follow button's real easy to click, so. The workshops does not really matter as much anymore, because all of your raw materials are getting shipped via minecart in this fort. And the only thing I did do is I put them all on every other floor, because that gives me these in-between floors for all of this, shenanigans when I start trying to power these. It gives me room to start. I can have axles and gears, and these are kind of my. I'm thinking of a term. I went to school for architecture, so it's kind of my MEP floors. It's my mechanical, electrical, plumbing. These will be the floors where I run my water, my lava, all my pipes, axles, gears, power, switches. Everything will take place on these floors, and then the occupiable floors will be in between. The only thing I am doing is I'm trying to leave them with enough spread out that eventually I will be able to reposition them so that like all of my masons' workshops will be able to operate off a very small number of stockpiles and dump into a very small number of stockpiles. The less load and unload sites you have, the easier it'll be to set up all these minecarts. Now, there's nothing stopping a minecart from stopping as many times as you want. So you could effectively have all of your masons super spread out, and they would just each have their own raw materials brought to them and each have their own finished goods picked up. But no. The only thing I'm saving room for is each workshop is going to have an assigned bedroom, and it'll have one assigned worker. Okay? So all of these, see, this is assigned to my farmer, who is doubling as my brewer right now. Alright, damn stone. Fantastic. I have to go into my knit file and change that auto zoom. Oh, shit. Forgot to get my anvil. You were right. I will be using minecarts for food also. Initially, I'm just kind of working off this one temporary food stockpile in the hallway, but I will be using minecarts for not only for just food and not food, but I will be taking brewable plants to their to the brewer, and cookable things to the kitchen. Then that gets more complicated when you start mixing in butcher shops, and then you've got, beekeeping, and how do you turn that into meat, and but yes, I will have a complex set of systems here. I'll most likely have to be using shafts so that they can all be dumping on top of each other. Yes, that is kind of what minecarts have done. Effectively, all previous models have kind of left